decided to slow down my home internet, which has made our live stream not work. So what I'm doing is I'm just starting plan part 2 on my phone, and we will just see what happens. So sorry about that. I was on a roll. I was talking about waiting for a good deal. So in the first episode, we talked about Michael Burry and the greatest crash. We talked about what I think is happening with single family homes and multifamily homes. And we were talking about waiting for a good deal. So again, I apologize for having to start a second episode. I do what I can. AT&T in my neighborhood sucks. Yes, I have paid for it to be increased. I have called for service. It still sucks. Might be the reason I have to move. Anyways, I digress. So again, talking to the folks that say waiting for a good deal, biggest crash ever, Michael's AT&T internet. Dan, that was funny. Nice job. You made me laugh. Thank you for this. Again, talking to the folks that tell me they're waiting for a good deal. Again, where I was talking and the internet correctly crashed on me. What I hear them say is, I'm not going to do the work. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to network. I'm not going to do all of that. I'm just going to go do something else like that. And what I want people to realize is it's fine to have an opinion that deals are coming. That's cool. That's actually an attitude I like. I like the positivity in that. But you've got to do the work every day. You've got to do the work every day. If you need help with being held accountable, obviously a part of my course is the Facebook group that is private only for students. I suggest joining that so that you can share and see what other people are doing. I get motivated looking there because they're posting deals and asking questions. So I assume you would as well. So again, I don't mind waiting for a good deal. In fact, I recommend it. I talk about good or great. But most people, when they tell me they're waiting, they're actually telling me that they're going to not do the work. And that's never okay. You want to get six-pack abs? Eat better, work out. You want to get financial freedom? Look at your market, do the work. All right? You can't just kind of walk your way into it. You've got to do the work. So again, that's what I would do. Next up, talk about Airbnb bubble. This actually came from a discussion I had with the wonderful Anna Kelly. And if you're in my Facebook group, I asked Anna to post something in there today about what she is doing. She is selling one beach rental and trying to 1031 into another area where her son is going to college. And she is like, damn, this stuff's expensive. So again, if you're in the group, look for that. I just verified it went up this morning. So take a look at that. But yes, I do think we have some bubbles forming in the market. I want to be clear. I am not talking about a national bubble. I am talking about some oddities in the market that people are chasing and frankly doing dumb deals, right? Anna talks about in her research of some Miami oceanfront condos have gone up 300% in 12 months because people are chasing those. It is very interesting things to go after. So again, these are things you need to realize. You need to do the work. If you need help with that, you want to know what the work is, buy the course, get started, join the Facebook group, all of that stuff. So one of the things that I wanted to do today is I wanted to talk about math. I know math's really boring or scary or whatever. Let me get this paper out of the way. So I want to talk about something in my course. It's called yield. You've heard me talk about learning your market, understanding what average is. Again, as Dion talked about, I give everything away if you watch it long enough on this channel. Well, here is the yield calculation. I wrote it down, and we're going to do some math together. Oh, how can I do math if I'm doing this on my phone? We'll figure it out. So again, math. It says yearly expected cash flow divided by cash invested to get deal functioning equals yield. So let's break this down together. So again, the denominator, the bottom number. How much cash does it take to get the asset working? As I mentioned in my book, I made a mistake the first 3 or 4 years. The mistake was I assumed all I had to worry about was the down payment and the closing costs. I was such an idiot. Why? Well, when you only worry about the down payment and closing costs, you buy junk because you are missing one of the greatest costs and one greatest consumer of cash. And that is what I now call make ready. If you aren't counting a significant portion of the cash, you are going to do a bad deal. And I did some bad deals those first couple of years because all I wanted was the down payment, closing costs, and yes, I got another unit. My cash, yes, the property cash flow, but my cash was not being used well. At the time, I should have bought what now is called turnkey properties. I am not aware of what turnkey properties were called 20 years ago. Call them clean properties. For example, that property on Norris Drive for 107, I think I bought it for 107 and we spent like 10 grand fixing it up. So I was into it 117. What happened is I could have bought something maybe for 110 or 111 that was turnkey, didn't need anything. Yes, I would have paid more, but I would have used cash better because my down payment would have been an extra couple $100. And I would have saved the 10 or 11 grand in make ready. So include your make ready costs. Sometimes junk is better, without question, but not always. Then there's the top number, yearly expected cash flow. What I want you to understand is what is the rent going to be once the property is fixed up and what I call rent ready. It may not be the existing rent. Maybe you inherited a tenant that's under market, right? Use the number you plan to get it to. If they're at 800 and you're going to take them to 950, use the 950. And then you're going to subtract all costs. Fully burdened mortgage payment. Some people out there only take the interest. Well, I don't know about you, but I've got to send the whole check. So add principal. Taxes, insurance, property management, utilities, whatever it is, reserves. At the end of that, there will be a monthly number. Call it $100. Take that 100 times 12, which is 12 months in a year. And that is your top number. So take your expected yearly cash flow divided by out-of-pocket cash expenses, down payment, closing costs, make ready. And that is how you do your yield calculation. So again, play with that. Do some numbers. Go look online today. If you're not in my course, take what I've just shared with you and go play with the math. Go figure out what an average deal is in your market. Find 3 houses, do the math, play with it. And oh, by the way, yes, some properties will have a negative number. If your properties produce a negative number, guess what those are called? Those are called alligators. You have to feed that property every month. Don't you ever buy or create alligators. It's the only picture in my first book. Don't do it. You don't want those. Nobody wants an alligator. So another thing to talk about, I want to talk about here is I want to really highlight something that Dion from Dion talked about when he reviewed the course. I thought Dion did a great job of highlighting the bonus sections. And I don't know that I talk about the course. I don't usually talk about it, certainly not in this detail, but I just want to highlight all the bonus sections that we already have other experts contributing to. And I think this is the order they were created in, I think. First was private money. If you've read my book, you know that private money was a big part of our story a couple of different times. Private money is a tremendous asset to understand and to leverage safely. So we have contributors for private money with Jason Pritchard, who I believe is the #1 investor in my market of Fresno, California. We have April Crossley from Lazy Girl REI, who's now traveling the country with her husband and dog in an RV. It's fun to watch. You do have some I contributed some content, and I also shared with you my 6 and 20 note, which I paid thousands of dollars for. We have contributions from Bill Allen, who I put on the Mount Rushmore of real estate investors across the country. The wonderful Anna Kelly, who is our expert on Wednesdays, I think at 8 a.m. We actually have contribution from an IRA custodian, right? People often talk about leveraging IRAs. It's all in the private money section. Next up, we have seller financing. And this is a section that was sponsored and inspired by Ryan Nickel, who reached out to me. Ryan Nickel created a section that is awesome for folks who don't have equity. And Ryan breaks down his details in 3 or 4 different videos. And then in addition to seller financing, we reached out to Bob Langworthy, who is a CPA and real estate accountant. And he and I, as accountants, talked about how to do deal structures for sellers that own the property free and clear. How do you have a tax-based discussion? We talk about capital gains going up. We talk about real-world examples of how somebody selling a house or a property or a duplex or a quad or whatever it is getting soaked by the IRS. We talk about how to structure a deal where they win and you win. That's just the first 2 bonus sections. From there, we go to self-management. Dion has created stuff for self-management, and we'll be adding another video called the binder strategy as he works through his latest acquisition. Again, one of the things that I love about these bonus sections is I stay in my lane. I've never self-managed, so I don't have an opinion. I can't teach, can't talk about what I don't know, but we do have experts adding content, which is such an honor. In addition to Dion, Hemlane, who's a company I talk to every other Thursday, I think, they actually took their 30-day POC and created a script where you can practice being a landlord. How cool is that? Next up, we have the latest new section, I believe. Actually, it might be the second latest new section, flipping. Tyler Jensen from Flip Hacking has actually given us a 5-hour video of a flipping 101 session he led in Utah, I think it was. We had to chop it up. It's not the greatest audio quality, but the material covered in it is awesome. Then we have, I think this is the newest section and not yet complete, but will be complete this month, is Mortgage 101 from Matt, the mortgage guy. Matt promises to help us understand how to read a mortgage statement or read a mortgage application, a mortgage proposal, and potentially save thousands of dollars. Pretty cool. From there, we go to house hacking. Again, something I have never done and something I believe is going to be critical going forward for folks is house hacking. Right? How do you get on the property ladder? House hacking. Right? And again, this comes from the lumberjack landlord. And on top of that, we have an entire bonus section that I created that we've added into the content of just about other videos that I think are important. And the best of all, I'm talking to more and more people about adding content. I'm reaching out to someone working on Section 8. I'm working with several people on Airbnb. I've just started doing ADUs, so I assume I will find content creators for ADUs. So again, the bonus sections are just other experts adding content. So I'm really proud of that. So let me go and see what kind of questions we have. I'm going to go first to the first video because I saved that on my screen. Good morning, Ultimate Bargains. Good morning, JC, Stephen Dow, Dan. Thank you for calling out the vacation. Hey, Lumberjack, how are you? Ronald, good morning. Nathan, good morning. Good morning, Eric and Amanda. Hey, Dion's out there. Howdy. Don't fight the Fed. Yeah, absolutely. I think Sean Irvin, I think Michael Burry is right, just very early. Well, he was right last time and very early. I think that's a fair assessment. Nicholas, inventory is steadily dropping in my area and recent sales have all been above 500 to 100K. That is LA County for you. I think California is unique in this. I am hearing from other LA agents that inventory is increasing. Jeb Smith, I think his name is. I was on his channel. He was on mine. I just watched him talk about inventory coming. People are backing out of deals. They're having buyer remorse. So I think inventory will be increasing, but we shall see. Mark, thank you very much. Patrick, yeah, deport Newsom. Yeah, if it was only that easy. We don't need to deport him. Just fire him. Just fire him. Jeez, God, he's terrible. He's a horrible human being. I mean, geez, God, terrible. Question. You mentioned you got out of real estate in '08. Did you sell all your rentals at the top of the market and then buy back at the low? No, that's not what I did. Nathan, in my book, there's a section that I talk about where I sold my houses. And I should be clear, I didn't sell. I 1031 exchanged. So I exchanged six houses in a duplex, 8 units. Is that right? 6 + 2 is 8. Yep. 6 houses in a duplex for 80 apartment units. So 7 different 1031 exchanges. So yeah, I moved house equity to apartments. I never sold out of everything. So Nathan, that's a question you had. Patrick, yeah, lag. Yeah, the internet sucks. AT&T is terrible. What are your thoughts on FHA eliminating their extra 50 basis points charge for refinances due to mortgage forbearance numbers dropping? I think it is wonderful news. I just talked about it this morning on my daily financial news. It goes into effect August 1st. I think this is another sign that these idiots calling for a crash are wrong. The forbearance will turn into a nothing burger. There will be what was a strategic default will now become an avoidable foreclosure. It's going to be nothing. It'll be 50,000, 100,000 homes. But as I've talked about for a long time, these homes will come on the market at odd times. It won't be a wave. These people that are talking about foreclosure waves don't know how the foreclosure process works. Go look it up. How long was an average foreclosure in California, in Vegas, in New York, in Florida in '08? Folks, it was 1,000 days. I think in California it was 700, and Vegas was 800, and New York and Florida were 1,000 days. These people calling a wave are idiots. It doesn't work that way. Anyone else see a hot market still in their area? Nicholas, yeah, hot market, right? Real estate is not stocks. It doesn't move in a second. What you are going to see is a slowdown. Hot becomes less hot, and then less hot, and then cool. It's never overnight. I am in the Sacramento area, and our market is still overpriced. Yep, California is weird. Where else are we going? What else? Slowing down in my neighborhood. Yep. Lost video. Anyone else? Yeah, lost video. Yep. All right. So that's that stuff. Let's see if we can get to questions here. All messages are visible. Okay. Let's see. All right. Just got off the broker. 40-year investor loan LLC, non-recourse, 3-month season lease, first 10 years fixed, 30-year amortized. I'm trying to get these questions so we can go through them together. What are your thoughts? First off, I haven't heard anybody getting a 40-year investor loan in an LLC. Share your broker's name. I haven't seen that yet. Not that they might not exist. I haven't looked, so could be that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the rate is. Did you say what the rate was? You did not say what the rate was. So I'm going to guess rates are in the 5s or 6s. But again, that could be okay. Hey, Eric, good morning. How are you? What do we got here? Actually, let's scroll to the top. Let's see if I can do this quickly. Hey, Nicholas, how are you? Anyone seeing inventory dropping in the area? My inventory is dropped by 10%. That's LA County. Again, according to Jeb Bush, inventory is actually coming back. So that is interesting. How many people are usually on live chat? I don't know. No idea. I'm surprised there are only 4 of us on this one. Usually it's more than that. Yep, just wait. I think there'll be more people. Not buying how to get the OREC course is a huge mistake. You tell him, Roland. There is so much value in there. I agree. Gerald, isn't it the best time to sell right now? Only talking about buying is just half the game. Learn your market. Absolutely. You've got to learn your market. Learn your market is also part of the process, right? When I buy a property, as I've said many times, my intention is to hold it forever. But if somebody wants to pay a stupid price, I will sell. In the first video, or now what I guess I'll call part A, I hopefully was very clear. If affordability becomes a problem in Fresno, I will sell. It's just not there today. So yes, learning your market is about buying and selling. I've never said anything different. You're absolutely right. All right, where are we going here? All right, Roldan, good morning. Holly's buddy, how are you? Dion, good morning. Colleen, hi, I'm trying to. Let's see. Good morning, Mike. Thank you. Hosting, writing the book, creating a course. Yep, you got it. Eric and Amanda, very welcome. Oh, 4.65. That's good. Awesome. Yeah, 40-year money. That's awesome. To provide rental housing to the middle of the rental market. Fear of non-payment due to COVID. It has shown us which jobs are really unstable. Yeah, Colleen, it is. Thoughts on creating a buy box, considering that. So again, Colleen, near as I can tell, the fear of non-payment of rent is greatly exaggerated. I think there are obviously some landlords that are feeling it. I, you know, my fear in the beginning was greater than 20%. It turned into more like 2%. The beauty of being a landlord and is you get to select your tenants. So again, you'll get rental applications. You'll understand job history. The other thing to realize is if they've had a job employment the last 12 months, Colleen, there's a pretty good chance that they're going to be okay, right? If they did not lose their job in the last 12 months, we're coming out of this thing. So I don't think I would have nearly as much fear as I did last April, for sure. Yeah. Oh, you're still there. Yep, you're here, Polly Patel. Yep. Oh, a buy box. That was another question you had, Colleen. The other question about your buy box is, I think most new landlords should avoid what is often called C class areas. A solid B neighborhood. And again, if they've been employed this whole time, there's a pretty good chance they're going to be okay going forward. But again, you get to look at their in their market. Oh, your 6-year-old says hi. Hi, hello back. Have a good morning. Go look at some property with your mom. Let's see. Did I miss any questions? Oh, Jin Lang Moto Mortgage. Okay, look them up. Thanks, Chris. Look at property management company. Any suggestions in Southern California? Lewis, I do not know any PMs in Southern California. I've only worked in Fresno. I do talk with Omar on Tuesdays. He's down in Southern California. You might want to ping him. About owning in Boise. I don't see, did I miss a question about Boise? Let me scroll back. Did I miss a whole series of questions? I don't see a question about Boise. If you asked a question and I missed it, ask it again because I only can go back so far. Apparently. Oh, cool. 30-year fixed, 4.65. Okay, cool. So I think what you might be asking about Boise is it a good time to sell or not? Who asked that? Kay Swank. It's really hard to say because I don't know your situation. I don't like making advice like that because I don't know your situation. I don't know if we're talking investment property, Airbnb, primary home, where you want to be, what you would do with the money, all of those things. I do think Boise is one of those bubble markets. I've said that several times. But, if you live in Boise and you want to live there the next 40 years and you bought 5 years ago, who cares, right? You got to live somewhere. So there you go. So now I have some more data. So you bought for 275, great. So you're up 100% or more. What would you do with the money? Do you want to get hit with taxes? Do you have another area? There's lots of things to think about, right? At 275, it probably cash flows, I'm guessing. Yeah, so there's lots of things to think about. Yeah. But yeah, if you had, I mean, if that's, I mean, Boise is really crazy expensive. I guess the question I would ask is what you would do with the money. That would be my question. Can bad debt in China be the next black swan and start a next recession? So again, could China's debt markets be a black swan? Yes. Would their debt market cause a recession here? I don't see the connection. But I mean, that problem could cause the treasury market to increase rates, or it actually could drop rates, frankly, if they have to sell all their treasuries. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know if it would directly tie to a recession. It would definitely change the debt structure, though, that's for sure. Yeah. Can you be considered a real estate professional if you use a property manager? I would ask your accountant. You basically have to document how you're spending your time, right? It's certainly going to be difficult with a property manager, but if you're buying and selling and flipping and doing other things, you probably can get to the threshold. But talk to your CPA, and obviously understand that calling yourself a real estate professional is one of those trigger things for the IRS to audit you, frankly. So be aware of that. Where is that property located? I don't know what we're talking about. I guess it's Idaho, probably. Oh, in Georgia. Okay. Good morning, Mike. What is a cheap website to verify tenant rent credit history? I do not know. I have a property manager that does all that for me, Prasanna. So I am sorry. I do not know that answer. I'm sorry. I think the black swan is the Fed's balance sheet surpassing GDP. Well, we're already there. I believe the balance sheet's already bigger than GDP. Let's see. Did I miss any questions? I think I got Colleen's question. I feel like I'm missing some. I don't know where they went. Yeah, I can't go back any further. So, okay. Oh, hem lane includes tenant selection option. Great product. Well, there you go. Right from the lumberjack. All right. How many offers did you send this week? How many offers did I send this week? I didn't send any this week. I sent 3 last week. Yeah, I didn't send any this week. I didn't send any offers this week, but I followed up on 2 deals I want. Again, one of the things I think, Rob, that's important today as the market slows down is follow up. One of the things I did 10 years ago, 9 years ago, is I followed up on deals I wanted and I got a decent percentage because people won't close. Yeah. People are backing out of deals. Yeah. When do you expect affordability index in Fresno to hit your sell point? I watch it. I don't really have it. I hope it doesn't because that leads to a lot of pain. So that might seem odd. I want Fresno's affordability to stay about 40. 40 is a vibrant economy. It's working. Again, I'm a landlord that wants cash flow. I don't want appreciation. That might sound odd, but I really don't. I do not want Fresno's affordability to go to 20. I don't want it. I saw what happened last time. I saw how many people got crushed, got hurt. I have no interest in that. If it goes from 40 to 20, I make a lot of money, but I don't want it to go there. I think it gets there 2 to 3 years after the federal government gives away $15,000 to $30,000 free. Tax credit, first time down payment, whatever it is. All government incentives will eventually lead to higher prices. They're interfering in a public market, and free money just raises prices. The first people that get in will benefit because they'll get a bump, but eventually it will absorb all the cost. It will be unaffordable, and I'll sell. So 2 to 3 years after the government gives away 20 to 30 grand. That's my answer. But again, I hope it doesn't get there. Do I think Biden can actually double cap gains tax? Sure. Why not? He needs to do it before the midterms, but yeah, I think he can. Lumberjack's wife had the tenant item to add Saturday morning at Lumberjack's house. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I'm fighting lifestyle creep. Your voice pops in my head. Ha ha ha. But I'm working on it. I don't want to waste my money. Yeah, don't want to waste your time. Again, that's actually something I wrote down today. I actually wrote it down and didn't talk about it because I felt like I was getting too preachy. Do I have time? Yeah, I have time. So one of the things that's in my Get Your Money Right course that not enough of you have signed up for is stop looking at price tags and think about time. So I'm going to talk about it now. What does $100 night out cost you? One of the things you will do in my course is you will calculate your freedom dollars. Your freedom dollars will be turned into an hourly number. That hourly number divided by 100. For some of you, a $100 night out costs 2.5 days of work. It's 20 hours. For some of you, that $100 is maybe 6 hours of work. Maybe 2. Some of you, unfortunately, it might be closer to 40. People are not looking at this $100 night out correctly. How about a $1,000 phone? I'm talking to you from an Apple iPhone. I'm sure it was $1,000. What does an Apple iPhone cost you? Right? Does it cost you a week and a half? 2 weeks? Folks, discretionary or freedom dollars is the only thing that should matter. And if you start looking at it based on time and not price, your life changes. One of the things I did in my course, Get Your Money Right, is I did a $5,000 vacation with 3 different people to show you the impact of that. I think I even put it on my channel. It was so important. So again, folks, people are looking at price tags wrong. Oh, I make 100 grand. No, you don't. You spend 80. You really make 20. That's what you should be thinking about. What is at the bottom? People don't think about money correctly. And once you start thinking about time, it changes. So that's how I got over lifestyle creep. And it made a lot easier to save money, let me tell you. Does the course help map out time, financial freedom? It does. That's the Get Your Money Right course, the $99 course. Yep, it does. Yes, Jeffrey is absolutely right. Prices always rise to consume all subsidies, inflating again the massive debt bubble. Yes, in my prediction, as I said earlier, I'm selling, or I think it'll be a 2 to 2.5, 3 year period to absorb that. Rob, are you seeing inventory build up in small multis? Yes, I am. I see several landlords selling their portfolios, actually. Yes. Do you see rates staying low while Congress figures out the huge infrastructure deal? Seems government keeps low rates when they borrow money. Yes. I don't know if those two are directly tied, but I assume rates will be low the rest of the year. Moving to a new primary home, VA, and the current home to a rental. Oh, that's cool. Several upgrades over the last year. Make the ready cost less than 1K. Does the change how you calculate yield? Cash flow 950. Make ready cost. Moving new primary. Over the last year. Make ready less than 1,000. So again, how I use my yield calculation, Tamika, is really for deal acquisition. I don't use it once I'm managing my portfolio. So I think in that example, given it's your primary, it's like, you just do it. I don't think the yield calculation will help with that. Or at least I don't think I would use it. But yeah, damn, $1,000 in make ready cost, basically $1,000 in cash flow. That's a huge return. Yeah, I think that will make a lot of sense. Yep. JC, again, yeah, I said buying at a 2.5% cap rate's insane because I've never seen somebody buy something at 2.5% cap rate. It's freaking nuts. That's just dumb. Everybody's market's different. California cap rates are 5 to 6%. Ohio cap rates are eights and nines. Every market's different. I only know my market, and I stay in my own lane. Everybody should be doing the work and know their own market. Do you think the Fed is keeping rates low permanently because the government has so much debt? I'm sure that's in the back of their mind, but I don't really think the Fed thinks about that. I don't think so. I think it's low because they think the economy is not as healthy as most people think it is. All right. This has been fun. Sorry again about the A and B section. Damn AT&T. I'm going to call this quits, give myself a 10-minute break, and if you're one of my students, we will be back on Facebook in our group in about 12 minutes. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.